everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are back at the home garage, which is a complete mess. As you can see, there's always something going on in here, so everything just gets thrown everywhere. You can't see that end of the garage, but that end's worse, and there's a project lurking down there which will come in another video. But today we're going to be working on my Ford Puma, which I had an unfortunate incident with a tree. Yeah, least said on that one, I think. Without further ado, let's get it. Right, so we're in the garage. As you can see, it's already been disassembled. Most of the damage was on this crossmember, bumper and bonnet, which hit sort of here. I have replaced the crossmember already with this pattern part. I'm not very happy with the way that it's stamped. It's not a very nice panel. It's strong, but I like to get things as best they can be. And I'm lucky, the guy I managed to get the front end off for this in the right colour also had the front panel and crossmember all in one. So basically we're going to be redoing a lot of what I've already done again with this genuine part. This wing is only removed purely for the fact that when I took all the front end apart, I found a lot of rust in it. So there was no damage on this wing at all, or in either of the wings actually, it was fine. So that's purely off, as I say, because I've actually managed to get a replacement yellow wing in the right colour as well, which is really lucky. Needed a little bit of paintwork on the bottom edge just to get rid of a tiny bit of surface rust, but compared to the one that was on there, it's a hell of a lot better. So next job, or first job I should say, is to basically cut all this off what I've just put on, and then we'll get the new genuine Ford one offered up onto the front of the car and see how we get on. Okay, so you can see with the bonnet up, it's got, I think it's 4 or 5 spot welds on each corner holding it on. Got 2 there, 1 there, and there's 2 underneath here, which you can't see very well. Same on both sides. On the chassis legs, got 2 spot welds on each side, so 8 in total, holding that on there onto the end of the chassis legs. So that then will release that whole front section. Another reason why I decided to go with another front panel as well is because this one has got a slight kink here, which as you can see, I've actually tried to heat that up to get it out, but because this section is triple skinned, there's no way of getting inside it to make it right. So again, on the interest of it looking original, you can see there the original Ford stamp in the front panel, and the same on that one. I wanted to replace it just so I know that it's bang on as best it can be. So I think what the plan of attack will be is we'll draw these spot welds out, and possibly just cut down the sides of the old front panel that's coming off of this one to allow me better access to get to these spot welds to be able to drill these out, because obviously I want to preserve the end of the chassis legs where it's going to be re-welded back on again. So that's going to be the plan of attack. Right, okay, as you can see from that bit of time lapse there, front panel's now off. All I've got left is the 2 sections on the end of the chassis legs. It says kicking the one on the floor, and a couple of bits on the inner wings which I didn't want to damage the inner wings up here, so there's spot welds in here which I need to drill out on both sides. You can see it better on that one. In here there's 2 spot welds either side in there which are very hard to get to when the front panel's on, hence why I cut it off at the point I did, because I obviously didn't want to damage anything on the inner wing as least as possible. This stuff here is only superficial, it can be hammer and dollied up, that's no problem at all. So next bit is to cut these bits off, get all the ends of the chassis legs nice and straight again, where they've obviously got slightly bent where I've been pulling them, hammering them, whatever else, and then we can offer the new one up. Let's go. Okay, we have the complete front panel and cross member now removed. The chassis ends have both been dressed with hammer and dolly just to square them up, and a quick buzz over with the grinder just to clean up any sharp edges that might have been there. Same with the inner wings. You can see there and now. Purposely left the spot weld marks there just so I can line up the new front panel with the original marks. So next step is to get you guys set up on a tripod, and then we'll see if it fits. Right then, there goes nothing. Let's see if it fits. Got to get this just right in here because there's two skins on the inner wings, and you have to get this in between both of them like that. Give it a little bit of a persuasion. That's gone in nice. Amazing, even all the inner wing spot welds line up, which, considering this is from another different car, that's quite, I didn't expect that to be that good. That's alright. Let me stand over here out your way, you can see it. Looking at it, the only thing I need to do different, well not different, the only thing I need to do is I dressed these chassis ends square when I hammer and dollied them up, and this cross member's got a slight curve to it, so I just need to redress these just so that the tabs on the back match the curve of the cross member. Then we can get it tacked on, get the front end mocked up with the headlights and the bumper and the bonnet lock, make sure everything fits nice, and this wing as well, and then it can be welded on for good. Good stuff. Well, hang on a minute, it's never that easy, is it? You know that. Car repairs, going easy. Computer says no. So, fits lovely up here on the front panel, as I said. However, it's a couple of days later, as you can see, I've changed clothes, and I've had another look at these chassis ends. And although the height is bang on right, they have tweaked in slightly. Whether that be from me spot welding the old front panel, or whether in the accident they've just tweaked them slightly. This one's probably about 10mm, that one's probably about 5mm, not much. Now usually we'd use maybe a portal power or something like that to repair or push them back out again. I haven't got one of those. However, I have got my hydraulic bench press, which has got a removable ram in it. So we're going to rig something up with that and see if we can just get these pushed back into the correct position so they can be attached to the front panel. Right, just show you quickly what they look like at the moment. See, the spot weld is very slightly off onto one side, probably about 10mm in the marks with the chassis end, and this side is nowhere near as much, probably about 5mm. So this is what I've come up with. We've got hydraulic ram linked to the hand pump off my bench press, 2 blocks of wood and a piece of scaffold tube. Let's see what we can rig up. Okay, so hydraulic ram's in. Used a slightly longer piece of scaffold tube just so that it bridges the gap between the two legs. 2 blocks of wood and the hand pump's there. The idea is to obviously push these out. We may have to go out slightly further than what they need to be, because when the pressure is released on this, the chances are they're probably going to spring back in slightly anyway, and then they hopefully should be in the right place. So these chassis legs are, well, they're chassis legs, they move quite easily. I've not even got the handle attached to this pump, and you can pump it and it will push them out. Probably don't know if you can see that moving on camera, but it is moving. It's so minimal how much it needs to go out, but to allow for the spring back, as I say, you have to go a little bit further just to make sure when you let go of it, it's in the right place. So I think we'll leave it at that and see what it comes back at. Just release that slightly. That weren't me. And we'll get the front panel put back on and see how it lines up. Okay, after a lot of backwards and forwards and to and froing, hopefully, fingers crossed, we're there. Now I've had to use the ram probably 3 or 4 times, and I've gone from the back of one chassis leg to the front diagonal both ways, and that obviously allowed me to get more pressure on the one I needed to bend to get him in the right position. So hopefully now, fingers crossed, we will be in business with getting this to fit. Also, I've used this is the radiator bracket that goes underneath the rads, which sits in between the chassis legs here and bolts on. That now fits lovely. So I know that they're at the correct distance apart now, because before you couldn't get it in between where the holes were to bolt it in. So I'm going to try this in again and see if we're in the right position. Now I may have to clamp this time because it obviously has pushed the inner wings out very slightly. It doesn't stay in there on its own anymore. Because obviously before it was pinching it so it was wedged. So get some grips and we'll clamp it in and have a look. There. There. Like that. And I'll grab you and have a little look. And you can see there now, in a second, that is spot on. It's not under any tension. They are in the right place, both of them. So we are now good to go to get this tack welded on. Lovely jubbly. Right then, I think we'll end the episode here, as we've got some good progress going on here. Always end on a high. That is what I've learned on working on cars over the years. If you're doing a job and then one bit's gone really well, end there and you'll go back to it nice and fresh and go again. So part 2, we'll be getting this tacked on and getting the front end mocked up, and hopefully it will look like a car again for a little while at least. So I just want to say another one more thing. A big thank you to everybody out there who's watched the channel and who's liked and subscribed. I really do appreciate that. It gives me a bit of a boost and lets me know that hopefully you're enjoying it. So a big thumbs up to all you guys. Thanks very much, and I'll see you all next time. Cheers guys.